guys, welcome back to Mansell Media Corner, and today I'm going to show you not just the Star Trek book, but it's a history in pictures. This goes to about Deep Space Nine period, and as you can see, with an introduction by the great William Shatner, I'm not too sure if that's the Next Generation ship. Please leave a comment as it is. But also, what came of this is pretty awesome. You might think, boldly go, what does it in fact? Star Trek Generations, it's November 18th, 1994. So let's start. There's some, what online that is, well, at the time this would have been 25 quid. September the 8th, 1966, the original Star Trek came out for. Here he is. Daisy. The late great, I believe that's Leonard Nimoy. There's this guy, I think he's still around. There's the Enterprise. It looks like one of the Star Trek films. There you go. This is by Pocketbook. Of course, Paramount. Look at some of these both great images of Quark. I think his name's Ordo, I think it is. And you've got William Shatner. There's Michelle Forbes, I think her name is. There's Kirk. Star Trek 40 is one of my favourites of the Star Trek films. They're the main four members of the original series. Of course, Bones, the late great who I think, not too sure if she's dead or still alive. I know William Shatner is still around. The late great Leonard Nimoy, also known as Spock. One of my favourites of all the Star Trek shows. If you don't know, I'm a bit of a geek myself. Love a bit of old Next Generation. And of course, they reunited recently for Picard season 3. There's the main members of Deep Space Nine as well. Very true, Gene Roddenberry. There's the classic line up there. Oh my! As Sulu says a lot. There's Chekhov. Can't read it up, it's got it at the back. Kirk and Spock. And McCoy and the Uhura. Look at that for an image. It's USS Enterprise. Not too sure which film that's from, but what an image. There's this young Gene Roddenberry. Got Captain Pike at the helm. Number 1, which is there, that's Gene Roddenberry's wife. And he made the casting choices, Jack Lord and Lloyd Bridges But I went for old William Shatner himself. What a great actor though he is as Kirk. It's Jeffrey Hunter's Captain Christopher Pike in the cage. There's a young Spock. There's Pike. There's that image there for No Man Has Gone Before. There's old William Shatner with AB laser gun. Oh no. Then in him wearing Gene Roddenberry together. Of course, the legendary Spock. Of course, Scott himself, James Doohan. Kirk and Captain Yeoman, Andrew Rom, name is pronounced. Early publicity shot of Kirk and McCoy and Spock together. There's a Who and Spock, the great Whoopi Goldberg, and I think she's no longer with us, but it's like Nichelle Nichols. Charlie X and Kirk together. Episode entitled Mary. There's Spock looking down. Scotty, there's Kirk and Bones. Mancha, there's Kirk. The Salt Vampire. Bill Thies, who's costumer. They're very attractive women back then, you know, who did Star Trek. But his action is Kirk and Spock, just as like Mafia. Of course, you've got Spock and McCoy, and there's Spock himself. Episode called Shore-Leaved. There's Kirk. Look at the detail of Spock and Kirk together. Mark Leonard, I think, was also in the Next Generation reprising his role. Sitting here to forever, there's Kirk and Spock. Looks like Spock, might not be. There's the main men, Spock, Kirk and McCoy, and Who and Scotty. Gene Coon, I think, maybe in the script or that. The great George Takei's still around. I'm not too sure if Walter Koenig's still around, but not 100% sure. If he is, let me know in the comments. I definitely know that Sulu's still around. He looks great for his age, but it's a power, of course. It was inspired by Decker's band in the 80s. There's Spock, T-Ping. T-Ping and Spock are going. Old Spock himself. Journey to Babel, or Babel. There's an evil version of Sulu. Mirror episode. Of course, not forgetting the motion picture. And again, Spock's Brain episode. What a famous scene this is. The infamous interactual kiss scene, which is Who and Kirk together. Jill Ireland, I think, later married Charles Bronson, the actor. But there's Jill Ireland and Spock together. There's Kirk. Sulu, Uhura, Chekhov, and Mr. Scott. There's all the main men and all the main cast and the females. But my favourite Star Trek episode is the Children Shall Leave, I think it is. But we got here the Star Trek In Between Years and Star Trek the Animated Series. Look at that, the Star Trek convention back then in 1976. Star Trek fan called Jonathan Harris. Isaac Asimov. It's Gene Roddenberry with big eyebrows. Look at how cool that. These would have been the early geek events. You know, like nowadays, you know, you get your Star Wars convention, which is live, but this would have been the original one, the Star Trek. Wesley Whitney and the fans, again 1976. There's Spock and Kirk. There's Kirk. Yes, yeah. I think these shows are on Netflix, but I've never seen any of the animated ones, to my knowledge. But what a great image of all the main cast there. Of course, how are we going to get to the legendary Star Trek films? What's this? Spock. Motion picture. There's Stephen Collins. Wonder what ever happened to some of these actors. I think she might have been. I think she's dead. But I'm not 100% sure. But I'm not going to mention her name because I'll probably butcher it. But The other three famous actors in their own right is James Doohan and Leonard Nimoy. Again, I'm not pronouncing his name. There's a character called Exxon. And Enterprise NCC 1701. Robert Wise, I think. So, I think he's dead now, but he's done some great stuff. Look at after there's some great directors who could have done Hans Spin. I think out of all of them going at it now, I think Spielberg would have been an awesome director on Star Trek. He would have had his own spin, but so would George Lucas. But that's just me personally. Personally, as a film, and I like Spielberg's films, but I think his direct take on Star Trek would have been what the fans would have wanted. But there's the late great Kirstie Alley recently passed away. I think it was this year or last. But Kirstie Alley would like to also be in Cheers. It's a great show, still to this day. But you've got Kirk and Spock. I can't remember if this is Star Trek 3 or Star Trek 2. That's definitely Star Trek 2. Arthur Khan and McCoy. Scotty, of course, Kirk. I think that's one of the last scenes of Star Trek 2. Admiral Bob, played by Harv Bennett. Star Trek 5 and 1, not many people like it. It's about God, I think. There's the Vulcans, I think that might be 3. Again, old Christopher Lloyd, who would also be like Doc Brown, I think, a year later, in Back to the Future. And that's Star Trek 4 body attire. There's Spock. We also did some films. I believe he did 3 Men and a Baby. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. There are also council members in Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. There's Spock and Kirk, also in the same film. USS Enterprise. There's a Who and Chekhov. A Klingon bird of prey chasing the USS Enterprise. Star Trek 5. That's his daughter Melanie. And then Will Sattler, of course, I think directed the film, but I'm not 100% sure. Because he's Spock's half brother. Spock and Kirk. There's Kirk and Scotty together. There's the three main men and big iconic scene of Star Trek 5. I think this is Star Trek 6. Image there. Of course, I think Nick Meyer, I wonder whatever happened to Nick Meyer, if he's still directing or not. But we've got Kirk and McCoy, and I think that might be Michael Dorn, but I'm not 100% sure in his Klingon attire. Of course, Emmanuel would like to marry the lad grad David Bowie as a shapeshifter toward pretty awesome film Star Trek 6. This is 1994, there's still around, but it's Picard himself, so I'm not too sure if he's a Sir, but it should be Sir Patrick Stewart. Yeah, pretty much. The guy in that flight, I believe it's Malcolm McDowell, but that's the original lineup with a clean-shaven Riker, and of course Wesley Crusher. How young they all look there though. Even Picard had just come off, I think it might have been, can't remember the film now what it's called, but there's the USS Enterprise. Again, my favourite of all the Star Trek. So he's had a bit of a crush back in about 1993 for like Deanna Troi, who's played by Marina Sirtis. There's the USS Enterprise. It's a bit of a review by Gary D. Christensen, TV Guide, July 23rd, 1988. There's first studio image. Cyborg. Of course, he was later in Picard, I think it is. There's Crusher. And the Grey Waiter. Michael Dorner's Wolf. Like Troy and Menage a Trois. Or Menage a Troy. It always makes me laugh whenever you see images now of a wheat, and he always makes us think of the Big Bang Theory, Sheldon Cooper, etc. Like in Disguise, in Who Watches the Watchers, and Picard himself, Patrick Stewart. There's Law, who appeared in Picard. And what a legendary cast of actors this was. Denise Crosby, who was Bing Crosby's daughter. You got Worf, Will Wheaton, Marina Sirtis, Brent Spiner, who would like to do Independence Day, Beverly Crusher, Geordie LaForge was previously in Roots, if I recall rightly. And Jonathan Frakes. First enemy is trying disguising it as a Romulan. A Ferengi Mordor, I think it's called. And like you know, with Data and Tashiar. There's a Romulan Warbird. There's Shorty and Aquil. Wolf. Essex is, I can't remember his name. I think his name was Alexander, but he was an awesome character in the Star Trek. Don't know if he's alive. The guy who played him, I forget his name. Again, if anyone remembers who played Alexander, or if he's still alive, let me know. Yeah, I always like reading the comments. There's attached with Picard and Crusher. Of course, we're reading in final mission. There's Picard. There's Wolf's First Love. And a bit there, but I'm not going to butcher the name. But there's Worf in Redemption Part 1. Heart of Glory. And there's Redemption Part 1. We got episode called Deja Q, of course, with Q himself, Johnny D. Lancy, who appeared in Picard. And Cupid as Robin Hood in his Merry Men scenario. Counter Farpoint. The Big Goodbye. Xana Troy. Again, I'm not going to mention Mr. Holmes' name. But there's Mrs. like Gene Roddenberry's wife. However, I do know her name, Olivia Diabo, in True Q. Flights of the Enemy, and there's images of Starship Enterprise. We had Diana Muldaur. There's only in the one series I think of The Next Generation. It's Elementary, My Dear Data. There's a man, there's Picard and Data. So he's definitely still alive. Old Whoopi Goldberg as Mysterious Guinan. Then Best of Both Worlds. I mean, my dad is Picard as a Borg. Then the Nimoy returns as Spock. And Sarek as well. Yesterday's Enterprise. Not as if this was her last episode. But there's Tasha and Picard, and there's the real life flight guide Stephen Hawking with holodeck Sir Isaac Newton and Sir Albert Einstein. This is Journeys In with Will Wheaton. Again, I'm not going to butcher his name. Violations with Picard and Picard with, looks like a wig or hair, but that's being Beverly Crusher. That open image, Elsa Barrett, Drew Roddenberry, William Shatner, George Takei, Crusher and Picard. Building a bridge with James Doohan and Ronald D. Moore. There's Scotter, Michelle Forbes. I'm not too sure if she's still around. I'll have to. Again, if anyone knows, let me know in the comments. But she's in Escape from LA, I think. But there's Johnny Delancey in All Good Things. But the DS9 there with some legendary cast and characters. There's the Deep Space Nine ship. DS9 all its glory. There's the cast there. The deer stacks. Colin Mamie has done Meanie, I think it's pronounced, but what a career he's had since leaving Star Trek. Is that Brian? Bull Ducat. Kind of gotta love a bit of Quark, it's just the comedic value. And Bashir, I think still around, I think he's still acting. But I don't know. So what character he is. Odo and Kiva. There's Cisco and his son in Playing God. Nana Vista. There's Kiva Neris. Sid Evans in a shapeshifter. Cisco and Dax. Episode called Dax. Odo Mark. Episode called Set Up Like This. Kevin O'Brien. An episode called Babel or Bible. Kardashian. There's Quark and his friends. There's Jake and Nog. Quark and Bell. The alternate. Odo and his mentor, Dr. Mora, is played by James Sloan or Sloyan. There's Odo and Quark. Next generation of strong women, absolutely. crossover. Marine vs. Cisco makes Kiva squirm in crossover. Here's Dax. Dr. Bashir Vortex. Manotas Barrett. There's Cisco. Likewise in Emissary. God, I'm not going to mention that. It's hard to mention in terms of butchering and handle. Kiva. The Relic Robe. Louise Fletcher. I think she's British, but I'm not 100% sure. And if she is, she's done a lot of TV work. There's O'Brien. And there's the Klingons. Marquee Part 2. And again, going into Star Trek Voyager, and there's a bit of an image, early drawing of the Voyager ship. And there's the back of the Voyager, an appendix, so it's gonna tell you some of the episodes and the star dates. Troubles, it's a really fun episode. And the Troubles, I'll leave, like I said, it's one of my favourite Star Trek original series. There's only 79 episodes, the original series again. What's everyone's favourite Star Trek film? Please leave a comment. Like I said, I enjoy watching. The Next Generation. My favourite episode, Cost of Living, I think it is, with Alexander. There's only 277 episodes of Next Generation, but we go to Deep Space Nine. Let's see. There's Quark and not too sure that is with Data, but looks like Data. It could be right compared to the book. But that was it. This came out by 1993. for the book yet. Not too sure. Not too sure what the number represents or how many copies they sold, but anyhow, yeah, that's the book of pictorial history at the time of Star Trek Next Generation. Please like, share and subscribe to Mansell Media Corner. Please leave a comment what are some of your favourite Star Trek episodes, or whatever happened to the actors, or if you've met any of the actors in person, and what were they like. So anyhow, bye for now.